Repeat after me. This is my motherfucking reality. Now, look at whatever it is that you're handing your power away to. Maybe it's a body issue, uh, pains, aches, weight loss, weight gain, something you feel you have no control over. Maybe it's a mindset, maybe it's a belief system, maybe it's people, maybe I don't know what it is. Anything, guys, anything. And that means anything. Look at it and say to it, this is my reality. You don't have a say anymore. Guys, you're the one that lives in here, not anybody else. You're the one that has to live up here. The only reason to vibrate high, the only reason, let's italicize that word, underline it, bold it, is because you live up here, and that makes it a much more fun place to live. It has nothing, and let's italicize again. Let's bold this. Let's make it in caps. It has nothing to do with your manifestations, your magic, and your miracles. It has zero effect on those. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that mindset feel better than thinking that magic is so fragile that all you have to do is have one bad afternoon and now you've just derailed everything? What if you want to state your desire again and over and over? What if you want to go there? What if you want to play small? What if, and I'm not saying you want to, but what if you do? Has that derailed everything? That is not the life you want to live. That's not the life I want to live. Guys, being a human is the most badass, absolutely the most badass thing out there. Because for one reason only, none of these other things exist without you. If you were to, and you've done this a lot, remove your attention, your life-giving attention, take it back, mine, take it away from whatever you've been giving it to, what happens to that thing? It goes away. And you can you can find 100 things that I'm talking about here. There was a time in your life when you believed in Santa Claus. And when Christmas came around, it was all about Santa Claus. And through that belief, that deep belief, Santa Claus was everywhere. But you didn't really like go, oh wow, because I believe in Santa, now that's there. And oh look over there, I manifested that. You weren't doing that because you knew. When you were a little munchkin, you knew this was your MFing reality. You knew it. And so you didn't play this game of, I'm little and I have to please this whatever, this vortex over here. I have to bend over backwards and jump through hoops and hacks and do step 1 and step 2 and step 3 in order to have what I want. When you were little, can you imagine you if I told my younger self, this is what you're going to believe when you get older, she'd be like, what? So there comes a time where you kind of get into that mindset of, excuse me, I don't think so. And that's where when your power just takes off. And again, it's not about performing. Stop. Me and my cussing, I cuss a lot. There's a reason there's an MF in my name. Stop performing for some invisible, I don't know. You are this being that can taste and touch and smell and hear. You have all these delicious senses. all these amazing senses, and you get to sense pain and stuff too. And through that, you are creating the most unbelievable world. Team human. Go human, not just a little human. Don't make me smack you. Team human. There ain't nothing out there that exists without you. There was a time in your life where Abraham Hicks didn't exist until you created them through a desire. There was a time when Bashar did not exist until you created them. You guys know I'm talking to me, right? Until you created them. They don't know more about you than you. Nobody knows more about you than you. And yet you've taken all these wonderful things you know about you and you've kind of put it on the back burner because, I don't know, you seem to think your magic is fragile. Hello? Go look up magic right now on Wikipedia. It's not fragile. Magic is a defiance, right? Magic is the epitome of defiance because it says gravity. Watch me make this person float. Watch me make this little thing called a bumblebee that has wings that it should not be functioning fly around and do its duty. Besides that, it's really interesting to look at bumblebees and what they do. They're pretty amazing. Anyway, magic is all around you, truly. And for you, because you know it so well, and because it's just natural for you, you call it Tuesday. These leaves on this tree, the fact that I can walk into my kitchen and in my mind, I know exactly what's in that kitchen before I get there. And I walk in there and poof, there it is. That is like, well, no, that's always been there. No, babe. No, you did that. And you do that all the time. You do it every time you walk out to get in your car. Poof, there's your car. Every time there's so much you do because you're a fucking human and so badass. And for you, it's like, no, that's just normal. Take being procrastinating. What if your habit of procrastination that you've tried so hard to overcome, you've tried so hard to beat it into submission, and how's that working out for you? What if that's your superpower? What if you can find a way, and you can if you want to do this, if you can find a way to use your procrastination to feel more empowered, to feel stronger, to feel more badass. See, you have this ability to do anything. You can take any situation and revise it, give it a new Wikipedia definition. You get to all the time. You do this. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you is this. Everything that feels ho-hum to you, like walking into the bathroom and going to the bathroom, and you just happen to know right where the toilet was, you happen to know right where the sink is, all these things that don't feel exciting, all these things that are just part of your reality, that's your magic. And the reason it doesn't feel exciting is because it's you in your natural state. So in a previous video, I was saying you are naturally confident. You're very confident. You may think you're not confident at all. And that right there shows how badass you are. Because naturally, without trying, you are confident. But what are you confident in? Same thing with trust. You may think you're not a very trusting human. Babes, you trust that you're not a very trusting human, right? See, these things you do without trying. Wealthy, abundant. You are abundant, maybe, in lack. That is your display to you about how amazing you are without trying. And without even seeing it, you were wealthy. You're already wealthy. But see, for you, you're like, well, I want to be wealthy in this one thing. That's taking the enormity of you and squishing it down to one thing. I just want to be wealthy in this one thing called money. How's that working out for you? It's not working, is it? Yeah, you've got money. You've got money. You may not, let's not go there. That's on a whole nother video. But understand, when you start looking around seeing just how motherfucking wealthy you are, you're going to be like, oh, okay. That doesn't mean you don't get to want to be wealthy in this area over here. It doesn't mean you don't get to do that. You absolutely get to do it. But because you are this vastly infinite, unkillable being that is abundant in everything, including doubt, including worry, including fears. And the thing is this, guys, once again, this is what I want to finish with. And you know me, if I finish, it's another 15 minutes. Just kidding. I want you to say, hold my beer, a lot more. A lot more. The next time any part of you feels that the fact that you got in worry, you got in doubt, you got in anything like that, I want you to say, because I can. Because I can, motherfucker. Let's see you do that. And you know who I'm talking to. Every single being out there that says, oh, you've got, don't do that. Don't vibrate low. Don't think negative thoughts because it'll cause X, Y, Z. And that's when I want you to say, hold my beer. My entire life, I have interacted with fear and doubt. And I can come home that night and have a steak dinner just fine. You even get to manifest in this moment right now because you want to. You get to manifest doubt in what I'm saying because that's your effing reality. And once again, I want you to understand that just because you played in doubt, just because you played in fear, just because you played in believing these were the wrong things to do, did you stop existing? Did you stop having a bathroom to use? Did you stop having a car to drive, shoes on your feet? All these things that are yours? Did the sky collapse? Did it turn blood red? did you know did anything detrimental truly happen? No. You may have had an experience. So what? You have them all the time. You have them all the time. And you're going to have a hell of a lot more. And the more you can step forward in your reality and go, I see you, doubt, and I'll raise you to doubts because I can. Because I can, and I don't stop existing every single effing time. That's where my unapologetic invitation to you is to go. And when you find yourself playing this, when you find yourself squishing yourself down, just look at it and go, yeah, because I can. And I know in the next instant, I get to smile. I get to manifest amazing things. And who I'm being in here has zero effect on that. I'm already creating the most unbelievable world that I cannot slow down enough to make it work this way or that way. That's me naturally. Here we come back to that natural. That's me naturally. The part of me that's making sure that the sun is rising and moving through the sky, that when I step outside, I'm going to have this interaction, that there's no way I could have orchestrated that, on thinking that there's a default part of me that's got my back every single time, no matter what I'm playing with. Who cares? Next step. You get to say next. Next. That's right, I did that. Next. I did that because this is my reality, not yours. You're in your own reality. This reality is mine. And what I say goes. And if I believe this, that's my prerogative. And if I interact with this over here, that's my prerogative. And it never, ever can affect my existence in my reality. You got this, baby.
Girl. Girl. Girl.